Alright, I've been waiting to make this video on the Martin Backpacker guitar. I only have 33 minutes and 20 seconds. I have it right here. And I've been waiting for a lot of different things, for the time, for the thing to come in the mail. There was a long period of time when I wasn't sure how long it was going to take. Ordered this on September 13th, and you can check the date on this video. It arrived today. This is the case it comes with, and I'm gonna show it up, but this arrived double boxed from Sweetwater, upgraded backpacker, and we're gonna check it out because this instrument receives a lot of negative criticism, and I started playing it and I already like it. I like the neck. It's got a huge neck on it, but it's very playable. And I've played guitars with bad necks on them. A bad neck profile, for example, Gibson Advanced Response. Horrific neck profile. And this guitar sounds good, and I've played guitars that sound bad, for example, Recording King. A certain Recording King $250 one, and that same Gibson with the advanced response. So let's take a look at it. I'm going to go from standing to sitting, and I got some information here too about the strings and from Sweetwater. I'm going to check that out. Guitar Workshop, where good guitars become great. So apparently the luthier's name is Noah B. The manufacturer is Martin. This was written on the 26th. I'm not going to tell you the serial on my guitar, but I guess they've made over 250,000 of these. Here's all the services that you can get. But basically, the one I went for was the Tusk Nut upgrade. But there's other things that weren't relevant to this guitar, like pickguard installation wouldn't be relevant. But there was a setup that went on as well. You can see on the other side. Setup gauge setup specs. The strings are gauge 10 to 47, so these are, you're gonna like these strings because I like them even better than on my expensive Martin. Very nice strings. I hate to say how this guitar got criticized for its bass response, but I hear a very prominent bass response on this. I'll show you. Or I don't know if you call it a response, but it doesn't feel like it's lacking that clarity on the thickest string. And I'm not going to get too into the specifics here, but they tightened the hardware, they stretched the strings, they adjusted the action, adjusted the neck, set the intonation, installed the strings, polished it apparently, even though it's feels like a piece of porous wood. Tested the electronics that we don't have, checked the nut, and returned to pitch. Well, we're going to check the pitch with a snark. Alright, let's see here. And I was playing this a little bit before, but I gotta be careful about this corner. I'm gonna stand up. not a full view, but let me just pull out the snare. Oh, I already and double check because I tuned it earlier. I was really liking it. This looks like the strum stick from here with the zoomed in view. I've never owned a strum stick, but I know the story. See how long this takes me. See, does this sound like it's lacking? Or did I just get the best backpacker of all time? A couple tweaks. This neck is huge, but it's not bad. And it's easy to hit the wrong strings because of the way I'm holding it. This is my first day ever playing this, and I've got the strap, and I guess they included the string, which I'll work out later. And I'm gonna make videos with this outside. So I'll just sit down for just a second. So here it is. The Martin, my new Martin. How long is it gonna last? I don't know, because I plan on taking this to work. It's the case that's good. So here's the new nut that Sweetwater put on. And they did a nice job with the setup. Overall, the guitar feels very lightweight. The neck really fills your hand, but like I said, I've played necks that were bad, and I'll tell you, the new Martin, my 018, when I first got it, I had hand fatigue and thumb fatigue. And this one, I just jumped right into playing it, and I immediately had no problems playing it. I've never felt a guitar with no polish, no... Just hear that? That's what it sounds like. So I don't think this would do well, if that bag started getting wet. I know they call it the backpacker, but I walk to work every single day, so I'm going to have to pick and choose the days that I take this with me. And I'm not sure, I'm not even sure what this fretboard material is, to be honest with you. It's probably Richlight. They're saying this is solid Sitka spruce, I guess. And they're saying this is solid mahogany back inside. I don't know, it's not select mahogany, but you can see, the previous backpacker models, I think, had the neck and the back and sides, if you could even call it back and sides, were all one solid piece of mahogany, I think, and then later on, and those had a smaller headstock on them, and the tuners were more close together. See, the thing is, I've been researching these for like the past month. I've been researching backpacker, and I just had to have it. Once again, it's a controversial instrument, I know it is, but the thing is I already like it. So well, let's just play some open strings, see how that sounds. Let's hear. I like this, and the word that came to mind when I started playing it was plucky. Now look at the way my hand fills the neck. It's hard to really see from this angle, but my hand And I don't have the biggest hands in the world. I've got like long, skinny fingers. I've got guitar playing type hands. I was thinking about this guy I worked with at McDonald's named Manny. And I was much taller than him, but he had these giant hands, some of the biggest hands I've ever seen. Um, Not guitar playing type of hands, but a lot of people have complained about this neck. And I would tell you if I felt pain, but I've played all my stuff today on it. I played Ruby Baby, I played The Wanderer on this, I played all the fingerstyle songs, and I found these strings also very smooth and no resistance, like on the other Martin. With that comes down to the strings, though. Those other strings that get tarnished in about a couple of hours. Yeah, that's. And when I say fingerstyle, I'm talking stuff like this. I'll show you. Like this, right? See, I gotta support the neck. Stuff like that. And then I was playing this, this one. And I was even doing this one here. And I was going through no problems with anything. No. And I was very impressed with the strumming. But it's also a matter of getting used to it. Let's want to try a little bit of The Wanderer. Let's see. See, it almost causes you to hit the edge of it because it tilts upwards. So I might have to lower this strap, even more because I lowered it a little bit. Yeah, let me just go for it and try to be a little more comfortable. And I was leaning over trying to get in the camera. I've been up since 7 in the morning and now it's going on 12 at night, so it's way past me. And you could hear when I first started out strumming it was uneven because I'm trying to adjust to it. But I wanted to make a video today with no editing. And the juke joint harmonica, which is the next harmonica video I wanted to do, would have required editing. I would have been like my other harmonica video, the million little clips and then the explanation later. But I'm gonna do Backpacker versus 018 just like I did the LOO, and I got big plans for this thing, but I gotta take care of it because I don't want anything to happen to it at work or on the way to work because I do like this little guitar already. Let's see. Even though it is challenging to hold at first. You wanna? Well, let's just take it from. Let's go like this. I can do it. I don't see anything wrong with this. And earlier I was playing quite a bit of other, stuff from my repertoire, having no problems. How about this little? Let me try that again. No, that ain't too bad. Let me back up so you can see. With the vinyl records behind me. Shit. Now I can't hold it. Alright. Remember, this is my first day doing this. Sounds nice, man. I like the sound. It's a tiny sound hole, but I like the sound. And this thing got so much hate. Everyone craps all over it. I had a backpacker one. It's like a joke. This thing is awesome, and there's nothing else like it. And Sweetwater did a nice job. They took a long time. Look at the nut. Sweetwater put this new upgraded tusk nut. Maybe that did really improve the tone. Oh, cow. You want to try a little Ruby? So I'm having a little trouble with I gotta loosen it, and I've got a hoodie on the back too, which is bringing it forwards. So we're gonna have to adjust. I can't get over this neck. Look at right here how it fills my hand. Look at this neck. And there was a guy, sit down for a minute. There was a guy who's got a popular channel called Groovy Music Lessons or something. And he was calling it's just a fudge packer, and it was an entertaining video, but just saying horrible things about this guitar, like with the strap button, how you can't play past the because your thumb gets stuck. Well, let me show you something, buddy. Even though you got hundreds of thousands of subscribers, I'm gonna show you how I can play past the strap. Let me see. How's this going again? I'm just playing past the strap with my ring finger. Here I am at the 12th fret on the B string. So use your mind a little bit. um, he was just saying it's completely unplayable. And one thing he said was, most people have to pay about $100 at least to make it playable. And I paid it anyway. I had Sweetwater set it up, and they did a kick-ass job. Pardon my French, but I mean the action on this thing. I can play all my songs on it, and I was very worried about the neck and just the whole overall neck heaviness of it. But I'm having absolute confidence I could play this out in my travels, which I do every single week, about 5 days a week. So I'm not going to take it with me every day. But I'm very pleasantly surprised. I don't like all the hate that this guitar's been getting online, or has gotten, because there's nothing like it. And unless you have baby hands, this neck is very, very playable. They must have some reason for not having a truss rod in this, which it doesn't have. It's got the enclosed tuners. And by the way, we're going to make many videos on this. I don't know what you'd call this neck profile, but I like it, and it's way better than Gibson Advanced Response. Extra light strings on it. Notice the fretwork. Oh, I gotta be real careful here. It's hard to tell, but it's got some kind of, it's like a little line that you can see, and I've never seen that before. This is made in Mexico. All the details. As far as playing it like a traditional guitar, though, absolutely wouldn't make any sense. You're not understanding the purpose of it. Because the reason I didn't want like a little Martin or a baby Taylor or any of these other so-called travel instruments is because the case looks like a guitar. That was the main reason. The case looked like, you put it over your shoulder, it's shaped like this, and there's something poking out the back of your head. It looks like a guitar. This, you can strap it on over your back a couple of different ways or hold it, and it looks completely obscure. And I like that. I like, because you're walking down the street, they don't know what the hell you're carrying. Could be a guitar, could be anything. That's pretty darn cool. And I was worried that it was going to be unplayable, but no, the neck is very fat. It is very neck heavy. The strap came already on with this also string tied around, which I guess I could take off. I'm going to experiment with this more. Not a bad little Martin strap either. Earlier I was playing some of this. I thought this guitar sounds great. And yes, I'm calling it a guitar. I like it. It's going to take some work getting used to it. I was even thinking about buying another one, have them set up the exact same way. So here's the... Because honestly, when I find something I like, I buy multiple of them. I'm just stocked up on Danner work shoes because my size is hard to find. Proudly strung with, here's the strings. I gotta wrap this up, but this is just the beginning of Sweetwater's Guitar Workshop is staffed with the most talented luthiers in the industry. From minor upgrades to detailed and highly custom modifications, these factory authorized technicians have the knowledge and skill to shape a guitar into your ideal instrument. Factory authorized repair tech, and then they got some brands here: Taylor, Ovation, Fender, Squier, Cordoba, Gibson, Godin, Epiphone, PV, Martin, Eddie Van Halen, Guild, Gretsch, Charvel, Jackson, Line 6. And you can email them if you want. I'm not an endorsee, but they did a good job from what I can tell. I don't know why there was such a delay, but it was better than going to my local guy in the next city over. Here's the back of it. A quick look at it. And then the other things was this the care and feeding guide, which I also got from my other Martin. So maybe this is identical for every Martin, even though this is at a different tier. This is at a lower tier than my standard series Martin. But I'm impressed with this. I think it's if I could put strings like this on my 018, it might improve the sound. At all costs, avoid hanging your instrument on an exterior wall during winter months. I'll have to read that later. And I didn't wait the full 24 hours. I waited about 4 hours, because this instrument's made to travel, and it's not winter now, it's fall. And this is about the 1-year warranty. So yeah, all good stuff. I guess we'll end it there. But like I said, this is just the beginning of backpacker videos. I'm gonna do backpacker. It's gonna be shorts too, outside, inside. Before work, after work, we're gonna do the best we can with it. So there won't be any videos till I'm back at work again, because I gotta go on Friday too. But I hope you enjoyed this. And this guitar gets an unnecessary bad rap as my first impressions, but there's gonna be a full review. But this has been my first impressions. Is that pleasantly surprised. It's just you have to adjust. I just pull my hair out. It's going to take some adjusting, and I should be wearing short sleeves. But you know what I did? I tried to dress like I would for work, like black pants, some kind of hooded outfit, because this is the way I'm going to be playing. So you got to adjust. If I went into a guitar store, I would have walked away with it, especially set up like this with the Tusk nut upgrade. Let's see. I wouldn't call it loaded with overtones. It kind of goes dead, but it's got a really nice quality to it. Like I said, with the strumming too. I think it's got some nice strumming. that sounded a little thin because my chord changes. My fingers are tired because I actually was playing the 018 this afternoon, and then this came in, and I spent several hours getting used to it. Maybe not several hours, but and I decided, yes, I do like it. And there's the case. I showed you the case, so see how well that holds up. All right. Stay tuned though.